2nd of October 2011. My buddy Maxwell Remington and I find ourselves in Barcelona, Spain. We check into a hostel called Alternative Creative Youth Hostel. The man behind the counter is around 30 years old. He gets over enthusiastic in offering us to join him and other hostel residents to go watch live music that night. We agree but later decide between each other that we'd rather just go get fucked up and see what happens. We walk down La Rambla Strip to the beach and score a bottle of vodka on the way. We sit down on the sand and start necking the bottle. There is beautiful Spanish women everywhere, and many with nothing on. We spot a group of other annoying Aussies being loud, standing up when everyone else is sitting down as if they want everyone to notice them. Suddenly an Indian man with a tray of drinks approaches us. I buy a mojito from him to use as a chaser. He then offers us weed and cocaine. We accept. He calls someone on his 20-year-old brick mobile phone, and within 5 minutes a shitty hatchback turns up on the street behind us. The man takes our 40-euro and returns with a stick of weed and a tidy bag of white powder. We roll a couple of doobies using our cigarettes and smoke to the Barcelona sunset. We laugh at the older couple who we spot also buying a stick of weed from the man. We decide that the guy is trying to prove to the woman that he does this kind of thing all the time and it's no big deal. But secretly, he is actually feeling very sick and paranoid. We laugh hysterically. It's dark now and we decide that it's time to walk. We walk south on the beach, getting more intoxicated with every step. We decided it'd be funny to get a photo of us mooning the camera. 10 minutes or so later, we come across a young girl about our age and we ask where a good nightclub is. She tells us that there is one about 20 minutes down that way called Opium Club. It's still on the beach right before the marina. We decide to take the cocaine now. Neither of us have done it before, so we don't know what to expect. Nothing happens. We decide that the guy sold us washing powder, so we proceed to drink even more as if to make up for it. As we walk along the beach, I can feel myself getting sloppier from the vodka. Suddenly I've reached the point where I have no control over myself. We see the club. It's 20 meters away just off the sand and it's packed. We head to the lineup. The bouncers can't understand a word we say, so we just go. We show our passports and we just go in. I go off walking on my own to check the place out and buy a drink. It looks classy. By this point I can barely see straight. I spot the VIP room and I feel I deserve to be in there. I walk straight in without hesitation. Lots of beautiful people. I approach the bar and order another drink. Then I spill it everywhere. Not long after I get kicked out. I then call Max and he comes out and is annoyed that I ruined it for him by getting kicked out. We decide to find another club. On the way we find ourselves walking through this outdoor museum-like setting. Now we're underneath the windy metal shelter and walking across two wooden bridges in between a water feature. After 20 minutes of jumping between bridges and climbing all over the architecture, we come through to the other side and spot another nightclub right in front of us. This one is called Catwalk Club. The club has a gothic darkness to it and a much more underground feel than the Opium Club. But it too has a high society feel. It becomes obvious that even the rich over here place a heavy emphasis on extreme intoxication. This makes us laugh. We go in. The white strobes mixed with the heavy European trance music sends me into a sweat. It's so dark I can barely see anybody, but there are figures everywhere. After dancing whilst barely conscious for a while, I go looking for a smoker's area out the back, but can't find one. I come to a VIP section but decide to avoid it this time. I've lost Max again. I go back out the front door to find a smoke. I spot a beautiful girl sitting by herself on the rock wall. I ask her for a cigarette. She gives me one. She has big blue eyes, a roundish face, and pale skin. Very pretty. I can tell she must be from somewhere else, not Spanish looking at all. I ask her where she's from. She tells me she's Russian. At this I get very excited. The only Russian women I've seen up until this point have been the beautiful tennis girls on TV. I tell her this and that I think she and Russian women in general are beautiful. She is flattered. Max comes out and joins us. I introduce them. I am enraptured by her accent. She's short-statured with dark hair and a slim figure. She's wearing black denim skin-tight jeans and a white tank top. At this point, the alcohol gets the better of me. I black out. That's the last thing I remember from the night. I awake the next day in my bunk bed at the hostel to the man from behind the counter yesterday violently shaking me. He's yelling that I didn't come to the live music like I said I would. At this I can barely reply. Nothing makes sense. He tells me that we were supposed to check out an hour ago. He senses my lack of care, so he offers to book us in for another night. At this I accept just so he will leave me alone. I check the time and it's 12:30 in the afternoon. I fall back asleep once he leaves the room.